Hi guys, it's Michael back again, and today I'm just doing a little test of some different lenses. I've heard different reports on YouTube about how, well actually I watch Camera Conspiracies, and he's a pretty funny guy, and he was saying that Fujifilm doesn't have any good video lenses. So I thought, well, I'm not sure about that. Let's put them to the test and see how they go. So I'm doing a little bit of video recording today. What I've got it set up as is I've got basically everything in auto. I've got it on f2.8, the widest aperture. I'm using the 16 to 55 first of all, and I'm at 16 millimeters, so quite wide. So at the moment I'm really close to my camera. I'm like, can you see my arm is bent and I'm touching the camera. So I'm not far away from the camera at all. At 16 millimeters, I've got, you know, it's like a bent 90-degree arm away from the camera, this size, okay? So you can see I've got it on autofocus continuous. I've also got face detect on. So this is how I want to do this test. I just want to see how it sort of goes in like a run and gun situation, or a sort of comparison to Canon's, or somebody might want to sort of compare it to Canon's dual pixel to see the difference. So anyway, this is on face detect. So just moving around slightly, going back, coming forward. Seems pretty smooth to me. I've gone back about a meter from the camera now. Now I'm probably about half a meter from the camera, pretty close. Here I am probably about an A4 sheet of paper away from the camera. So you can see how wide the 16 is, which I think is equivalent to 24. And you can also see whether it wants to hunt towards the back or not. Whether I'm over here, is it gonna hunt? Oh, I think it's lost me there. So there, I can see the box is dropping off. It's sort of flashing the box. As I come over, it's got me sort of here. It's got me here. I'm looking up, sorry, because I've got my little monitor on top of the camera to see what's going on, obviously, because, you know, there's no articulating screen on the XH1, unfortunately. So there, it's got me on the side. Sort of lost me there. Got me again. Okay, so you can see what's going on. All right, I'm pretty close to the camera here, so this is going to be like the maximum effect for this lens for the shallow depth of field. So I'm going to go back a bit. All right, just walking back. You can see how it tracks. Going back, it's still got my face, lost my face there. Okay, so it gets my face here. Okay, so it's got my face there, that sort of size, if you're curious. And going forward again, that's the tracking. All right, now I'm going to zoom it out to 70. Okay, now sort of, I don't have the face detect, I'm probably too close. I'll go back a bit, I'll tell you. Now I've got a box on my face, and that's at 72.8. Everything's on auto, and you can see how it grabs my face, how it tracks with my face. It's so sharp, you can see all the bags on my eyes. And yeah, so I'll go back and we'll see how it tracks. Okay, tracking all right. I'm going pretty far back now from the camera, sort of on the furthest part of my room before my couch, and I'm about a meter off the wall, and so that painting behind me is about a meter away if you're looking at the clarity, and I've got it at 70 mils 2.8. If I go out of the picture, we'll see if it grabs focus on the painting, then I'll come back in and it's grabbed focus on me again. So great. come forward, see how it tracks. Tracking again, and there we go. So that's the 16 to 55. Sorry, it wasn't 70mm. I was saying 70. I keep thinking that the top ends are 70. I'm thinking of a 24 to 70. Sorry about that. This is at 55, yeah. So this is the 16 to 55mm lens, the 2.8 one, the non-image stabilized one. I've got it on the XH1, and that's how that one performs. I'm now going to change it over to, what will we do next? Let's try the 27mm and see what happens with that. Okay, here we are with the tiny pancake lens, the 27mm 2.8, and I can see it's grabbed onto my face. I've got the box on my face. This is a buzzy little lens. If you were worried about noise like coming into your camera, like if you had the microphone mounted close on the camera, this thing would be buzzing away and you'd definitely pick it up because it's a buzzy little lens. But let's see how it tracks. Okay, seems to be doing all right. I'm gonna go back, it's got my face. So you can see I'm just sort of creeping back. I'm right back. It's still got my face, surprisingly, here. Still got my face, it's doing pretty good. So all the way back again to the end of the room. And it seems to have my face, which is kind of surprising. I'll go over here. Yeah, it's definitely got a box on my face. So that's good news. Now I'm gonna come forward and let's see how it goes. Something's happened there. And coming forward, and it's sort of struggling a little bit. Coming to this side, and we'll come back. Okay, we'll cover my face. And we're back again. And so how did that transition from whatever it was focused on to my face? Do that again. Actually, I might get out of the picture and then I'll come back. Okay, so you can see I saw a little bit of a hunt there, but that's all right. That's the cheap little 27 lens, which I really like and most people hate, but I think it's a great little lens. Look at it, looks beautiful. Okay, what are we going to try next? Next we'll try the 35 1.4, another buzzy little lens. All right, back on again, and now I've got the beautiful little 35 1.4, one of my favorite little lenses for photography. Now, this little guy is definitely another little buzzing lens. This lens will buzz just like the 27, so if you're doing videos and you want silence, forget about this. But if you got your mics off your camera, which is probably the best way to do it, like I do right now, you won't have any problems. So I can see the box is sort of changing shape as I'm standing here and bouncing around my face. This is at f1.4, so this is quite a very shallow depth of field. It seems to have lost my face there. It's gone back to my face. I won't be able to tell until I look at the video whether this thing is pulsing in and out. I would say it is. So we'll come up nice and close, and I've got my whole face with a box on it there. That's probably as close as you get. If I get too close, there, I've lost the box on my face there. It's sort of jumping in and out, in and out. Come back a bit, I sort of need to have my whole head in the frame. So that's at 1.4. Gonna go back again and all the way back. You can see how this one tracks. Okay, I'm back against the wall, about 1 meter from the back from that painting, just like the other one. And I'll come forward again. I can see it's still got my face with a box on it, so it should have my face in focus. Coming forward, what a mess. Yeah, I can see it's completely out of focus. Anyway, that is a tough test at f1.4 naturally. I think it might improve if I turn up the aperture, so let's turn it up. I'll put it up to f2, and we'll see if that tracking test improves at f2. So going back, we're at f2 now with the 35. Going back, all the way back to the back wall. Cover my face. Show my face again. Sorry about my little girl's just down here and she's talking away to herself. That's okay. Coming forward like at a steady pace, and you can see once you sort of wind down the aperture a little bit, you're going to get much better tracking, even with the 1.4. So naturally, I know Fujifilm sell a 35 f2, the little weatherproof one, which is a nice little lens too, I've heard. I don't have it because I've got the 1.4, but I figure that if people are saying that it tracks better and is better for video, probably because it's an f2 and not an f1.4 like this one. How the motor affects it, I won't be able to tell till I review it. Anyway, in the footage, I mean, on screen. So let's now change lens. Let's go to, what do we got next? Let's throw on this guy, the 18 to 135. Okay. All right, back again, and now I've got the 18 to 135 on the camera. This is a variable aperture lens, 3.5 to 5.6. I've got it at 18 mils at the moment at 3.5, so of course I'm using the maximum aperture in all these tests to make sure that we get the most shallow depth of field, unless I tell you otherwise. Now, so this is an 18 mil. I think that this is a good video lens. Let's go back. I'm going to go back, see how it tracks me. Going back. Seems to have lost my face. Don't know why. It's definitely lost my face, whereas the other lenses did have my face in the picture. Maybe it's because it's so wide. I'll come forward a bit and we'll see where it picks up my face. Yeah, got my face there. So I'm about, maybe 1.5 meters from the camera, pretty close. And it's got my face now. So we can see how it tracks. Coming in pretty close, I'll come along the side. And there you go, I am now very close to the camera. Less than an arm's length away from the camera, if you can understand that. So yeah, so close to the camera. So you can see how the tracking is. Go back a little bit. Tracking, moving in and out. I'll get off frame. Back into frame. How does it focus? Pretty good. All right, now I'm going to zoom in. How far should I zoom? I'll go all the way. I don't know if I can get far enough back. Yeah, welcome to my mouth. Hope you're not a dentist. So, wow, I've got to get really far back. This is at 135, 5.6, so I'm going all the way back to the back of my room here, and it's sort of struggling to find me, probably because I'm bouncing around in the picture. But you can see once I'm in the picture here, it's got me. I'll move over this way a bit. Now this is a bit of a test too, because of course with a short telephoto like this, you got a very shallow depth of field, and of course the lens has to, to be focusing all the time to keep you in focus. So if I come forward a bit, coming forward nice and slowly, well not very slowly, but slow enough. I won't come any closer than this. It's sort of losing my face because my face is getting too big in the frame. I'll go back again. I probably should have had a bigger room for this test. I'm gonna try and go back to the back wall. I'm leaning on the couch now. Okay, so nearly against the back wall here. That's the back wall there. Okay, so that's at 135. And we'll come forward again. Okay, so you can see it sort of tracks well. I'm going to go midway in the range. Let's put it on to, let's go to 55. Okay, so this is midway, 55 in the range, which is, you know, 55 at, it's at 4.7, I can see it on my monitor, and you can see how it tracks compared to the 2.8. Of course, you don't get the lovely shallow depth of field. I mean, it's still pretty shallow when I'm close up, and you can see it sort of grabs my face nicely. It's not hunting too much. If I go out of picture, go to the back, and then I'll come back, grabs my face pretty instantly. Go to this side, it's lost me, and it's not focusing on anything. It's gone to the background there. Come back, and it's pretty fast to grab my face, so that's pretty good. I'll go back and forth, so I'm going back and forth probably about 1.5 meters, 2 meters, doing this sort of motion. So I'm sort of testing the autofocus, so we'll have a look at that on the computer as well. Okay, so that's that one. What will we do next? I know the APD lens, the 56 APD, which I have, is absolutely terrible. I'm not even going to bother because it just will not focus in video mode, especially wide open like at 1.2, it's useless. So I'm not going to bother with that one. And this one, you can see, I'm just going to stand still and we'll see if it wants to hunt. If I turn my head, is there any hunting going on? Look out this side, and then I'll look over this side, and then back again. So these are sorts of scenarios you're going to have with people. You know, they're going to look over here, they're going to be talking, and you know, they're going to be a bit animated. They might look over that way, that way. Is the camera able to sort of maintain the focus in those situations? So this is the 18 to 135, a lens which I really like for video. I think it's pretty practical. Okay, I'm going to go grab the 18 to 55, 2.8 to 4 I believe it is, and I'll get back to you. Alright, now I've got the very popular premium kit lens, I guess it is. It is the premium one. They do have another kit lens, which is that cheap little plastic one. I don't have that. I'm sure it performs okay. This one is the 18 to 55, 2.8 to f4 variable aperture lens. So at the moment it's at 18mm. 2.8, I am very close once again with these little wide angle short zooms, and you can see how it's sort of tracking on me there. I'll go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. How is the tracking? Yep. Okay, so that's at 18mm. Okay, I'm going to go back and we'll see how it tracks me. Still got me, I think it's going to lose my face in a sec. Still got my face, lost my face. Okay, so it's lost me here, near the back wall. Coming forward again. Not yet, hasn't got me. Hasn't got me. There, it's got me there. Took a while to acquire me, but got there. So anyway, it still got me as I go back around here. It's lost me here, sort of jumping in and out of acquiring me and not getting me. So that's at 18 mils. You can see the performance as I move around, the tracking of the autofocus, how is it on the sides. So we go to this side and we'll take a look. How is it? This is a very popular lens because it's nice and small and it's reasonably fast. Okay, Now I'm going to zoom it out to 55. Whoosh. And there we are. We're at f4. Now, go back and it's acquired my face. I had to go back a little bit, of course. And you can see how it's got me here. I'll move around. It's I'm not really good at tracking me. If I move a bit slower, it's not too bad. If I stay still, sort of got my face there. If I turn, how is it? This is a very popular lens for making videos, I believe. I'll just look over this way, and I think it lost my face. Doesn't seem to take much for it to lose my face. Let's see if I go that way. Still got my face, I'm just looking out of the corner of my eye. I don't know. Anyway, if I cover my face, I can see it's got the picture in the back and it's coming back to me. So yeah, so that's at 55 f4 on the little 18 to 55 variable aperture kit zoom for Fujifilm. So that's been a little video test of tracking and stuff coming in and out. You can see it's pretty good. I'm moving probably just over a meter in that sort of movement. You can see it's sort of following me okay, and I'm moving quite fast as well. So just standing, will it, stay focused on me? That's the question. And then I guess another question might be is if there's two people in the picture, what's going to happen? So I'll zoom out, and I'll get my little girl. Come here, Minnie. Let's see. So if there's two people in the photo, or the picture, the movie, my daughter's a bit closer to the camera there. So I can see that she's in focus and I'm not. So if we go back, okay. Now it's got two boxes sort of jumping. It'll only ever choose one face naturally. If I go forward, then it's going to grab me. If I put my daughter forward, still grabbing me. Just move your hand. Okay, there you go. And now it's got her, and now it's got me. So that's how it's going to work with two people. You're going to want to watch it and make sure you've got enough depth of field to get them both nice and clear. For instance, if you had a bride and a groom walking up the aisle or something, you want to have them both nice and clear, so you probably want to be at a bit of a larger aperture for that one. Okay, thanks for sitting through all those little clips of me checking out the tracking abilities and how they perform on all those different Fujifilm lenses. I know it's a bit of a simple and boring test to watch, but it does sort of provide me with a little bit of information that is interesting. I do find that most of the lenses perform okay, like they're not exceptional, but they're certainly not terrible. They're not as bad as some people are making it out to be. The way people carry on YouTube, you would think that these lenses were virtually unusable, but well, to me, I think that they are quite usable. Just about all of them I would use for video if I needed to. Like if I wanted an effect from a certain focal length, I would definitely use it regardless of which one it was. Even the 27, the cheap little 27 pancake lens, I found that to perform very nicely. It wasn't great. It had a bit of hunting going on occasionally when I was moving around, but generally, if you set the lens up right, it would perform great. Like the picture quality is beautiful. And the 35, of course, is a very old lens. I think it's one of the first Fujifilm lenses that came out originally with the X series cameras back in the day. And that one again, you know, old, you know, I think it's called a screw drive motor. I think it's got a motor like with a thread in it that drives the element in and out. And I mean, you can hear that thing running, just like the 27. And again, it performed quite well actually. It's tracking, I mean, both the 27 and the 35, their tracking is not great, but they do grab focus, like they focus well. And as long as your subject isn't moving around, they will perform fine for your video work. What else we got? We got the 16-55, I believe, was the best performer of the bunch for video work. It provides good shallow or shallow enough depth of field to sort of give you subject isolation, which is nice. And the picture quality, of course, is very nice, and of course being 2.8 lets in, you know, a reasonable amount of light, so you don't have to push up ISOs if you're in poor lighting. It's a big lens. There's no getting around that. It's a big piece of glass, and it doesn't have image stabilization. So if you're not using the XH1, you may want to be using some sort of support to stabilize your picture with that one. But very, very good quality lens and very pleasant to use. Great results. The 18-135, one of my favorites for shooting videos. Again, it shoots very nicely. It's got great picture quality, and the tracking was average, and in focusing and everything, it was very good. And then the 18-55, the very popular short kit lens, the 2.8 to f4, I found that one to be sort of average. Again, that's an older lens, but it performed well. All the lenses performed quite well. Its tracking wasn't so good, definitely not as good as the 16-55. And yeah, so that's it. I hope this video has been of help to you and that you have enjoyed it. Please like it if you've appreciated the time and effort I've put into this video, and please subscribe if you would like to see more content from myself. Thank you very much. Bye.